This year, science really outdid itself. Astronomers uncovered mind-blowing secrets about the universe. Biologists unraveled the mysteries of Earth's living web, and paleontologists brought dinosaurs back to life. Well, in our imagination. The world of science never stops surprising us, and this year's breakthroughs are no exception. From mind-bending discoveries to questions we didn't even know we should ask, here are 15 unbelievable scientific breakthroughs that will blow your brain. Let's start off with number 15, growing a spine. Science has officially hit a new level of mad genius. Researchers, armed with human stem cells and an uncanny ability to outsmart nature, have successfully grown something that most people metaphorically lack: a backbone. This scientific breakthrough, published in Nature, recreated the notochord, a GPS-like structure that plays a starring role in guiding embryonic development. Think of it as a maestro conducting the intricate symphony that is your nervous system. James Briscoe, one of the lead scientists, called this discovery exciting. But let's be real, this is super mind-blowing. Beyond its embryonic duties, the notochord morphs into intervertebral discs, aka your spine's shock absorbers. This could unlock new treatments for spinal birth defects, or even repair those cringe-inducing herniated discs. So, while we can't help you metaphorically grow a spine, science might one day have your back. Just trust in lab coats. Number 14. Huge ripples in the fabric of space-time. The universe just sent us its group chat history from billions of years ago, and it's pretty wild. For the first time ever, scientists detected low-frequency gravitational waves, essentially space-time ripples caused by ancient supermassive black holes colliding and merging. These aren't just any ripples. They're like the faint echoes of galactic heavyweights slamming into each other in a cosmic WWE match. Researchers picked up on these signals by analyzing the subtle variations in radio pulses from distant stars called pulsars. It turns out that the early universe might have been littered with way more giant black holes than we thought, which raises questions about how galaxies were formed. Beyond being straight-up cool, studying these waves could reveal insights about the mysterious forces, hello, dark energy, that drive our universe. It's like listening to a ghost story told by the cosmos itself, and we're just beginning to crack the code. Number 13. Designing a sunlight reactor. Hydrogen fuel has been hailed as the holy grail of clean energy. So why aren't we using it yet? Well, because making it is like trying to grow dollars on trees. But this new sunlight reactor is designed to split water into hydrogen and oxygen using only sunlight. This isn't your average DIY science experiment. It's a prototype built with photocatalytic sheets that could revolutionize green hydrogen production. While it's still early days, scientists believe efficiency tweaks could turn this into a global game changer. And when speaking of futuristic energy, China's artificial sun recently smashed a 17-minute plasma confinement record. Imagine stabilizing a nuclear reaction at 100 million degrees Celsius. No pressure, right? While these breakthroughs won't power your Netflix binge yet, they bring us one step closer to a fossil-free future. The dream? A world where clean energy doesn't cost a fortune. But pray that China's AI sun may not explode. Number 12. Ancient whale. Forget blue whales or sperm whales. This prehistoric giant Perucetus colossus might be the heaviest creature to ever exist in the holy land of Earth. Weighing in at an estimated 300 tons, that's 50 tons heavier than a blue whale, this ancient whale cruised the Peruvian coast some 37 million years ago like it owned the place. While it wasn't as long as modern blue whales, it topped out at around 60 feet. Its sheer mass has scientists rethinking what we know about ocean ecosystems in the distant past. Its fossils, discovered in southern Peru, are so dense they initially had researchers scratching their heads. If confirmed as the largest animal ever, Perucetus colossus raises big questions about what the oceans of the past were like, and what kinds of ecosystems could support such massive creatures. Just imagine the splash this whale would have made. Let's just say you wouldn't want to be anywhere near it. It will just crush you. Number 11. Monkey communication. Turns out humans aren't the only ones who name drop. Marmoset monkeys have their own form of hello and who's calling. A new study reveals these tiny monkeys use distinct vocal calls, essentially names, to refer to one another, like little jungle socialites. Scientists recorded their fecal conversations and found they respond more consistently to calls directed at them, proving they recognize these unique labels. Until now, this kind of behavior had only been observed in humans, dolphins, and elephants, making marmosets the first non-human primates to join the club. This discovery doesn't just give monkeys a spot in the Animal Communication Hall of Fame. It also challenges the way we think about intelligence in other species. As one biologist put it, we're just beginning to peel back the layers of complexity in animal communication. So, the next time you're stuck in an awkward Zoom meeting, just remember, there's a marmoset out there somewhere, probably having a way better conversation. Number 10. T-Rex had lips. Well, guys, forget everything you thought you knew about the Tyrannosaurus Rex, that ferocious, teeth-bearing predator we see in movies. Science says Hollywood might have exaggerated a bit. A team of paleontologists now believes that T-Rex had lips, not the pouty, Instagram-ready kind, but soft tissue covering its teeth to keep them sharp and protected. Think of them as built-in tooth sheaths. By studying birds, reptiles, and the skeletal structure of dinosaurs, researchers concluded that exposed teeth, like those of a crocodile, wouldn't have made sense for a predator this size. Constant exposure would have dried them out or worn them down. This finding not only changes how we visualize these iconic creatures, but also underscores just how little we truly know about dinosaurs. Turns out, T-Rex wasn't just a fearsome predator. It had a practical side too, taking dental care to prehistoric levels. Somewhere, a dentist is proud. Number 9. Advancing limb regeneration. The idea of regrowing a lost limb feels like something straight out of science fiction, but researchers are making it a reality. For decades, scientists believed that nerves were the golden ticket to regeneration. Turns out they were only half right. Dr. Muneoka and his team flipped the script, showing that mechanical load, essentially the pressure and movement on a regenerating limb, is just as critical. And it's not just theory, they've demonstrated this in mammals. Meanwhile, over at Tufts University, researchers took a leap forward by regenerating frog limbs using a bioreactor that delivers a cocktail of drugs. Frogs aren't humans, of course, but this is the first step toward regrowing human limbs. Imagine what this could mean for amputees, veterans, and anyone affected by trauma. The idea of limb regeneration isn't just a pipe dream anymore. It's a potential future where prosthetics might one day collect dust in a museum. Number 8. A drug that prevents HIV. 40 years. That's how long humanity has waited for a game changer in the fight against HIV. Now, scientists have delivered a drug that stops the virus in its tracks, and it only needs to be injected twice a year. Clinical trials in South Africa and Uganda were nothing short of revolutionary, with 100% efficacy among over 2,100 women and girls. Compare that to current prevention drugs, daily pills called PrEP, and it's clear why this is being celebrated as Science Magazine's breakthrough of the year. The drug, called lenacapavir, doesn't replace a vaccine. It works differently, but it fills a critical gap. For many, the stigma of taking daily HIV pills is a major barrier. A twice-yearly shot removes that hurdle. While approval is expected by 2025, accessibility and affordability remain questions. Even so, lenacapavir is a beacon of hope in a fight that once felt unwinnable. The future might finally be here, but be sure not to do anything stupid. Number 7. Rhino IVF. Saving rhinos from extinction is no small feat, but scientists are proving that no species is too large for in vitro fertilization, in short, IVF. In 2023, a southern white rhino in Kenya became pregnant via IVF, a groundbreaking milestone. Why does this matter? Because the northern white rhino, a close relative, is down to just 2 females, and neither can carry a pregnancy. Luckily, scientists have preserved sperm from the last male. This successful pregnancy acts as a proof of concept, showing that surrogacy using southern white rhinos could revive the northern species. It's no easy task, though. Implanting an embryo into an animal weighing 2 tons and with reproductive organs 2 meters deep is a logistical nightmare. Yet this breakthrough could pave the way for northern white rhino calves within the next few years. From heartbreak to hope, this is conservation at its most ambitious, and it just might work. Number 6. First known virgin birth among American crocodiles. Who needs a mate? Apparently not American crocodiles. In Costa Rica, a female crocodile, isolated for 16 years, shocked scientists by producing offspring without any male involvement. Known as parthenogenesis, this form of asexual reproduction has been observed in birds, sharks, and Komodo dragons, but never in crocodiles, until now. Genetic testing confirmed the fetus was essentially a clone of its mother, a rare evolutionary hack typically triggered by extreme population pressure. While this crocodile's egg didn't hatch, the discovery raises fascinating implications for wild crocodiles, many of which are vulnerable to extinction. Could this be nature's emergency backup plan to save a species? It's too soon to say, but the finding reshapes how we think about reproduction in the animal kingdom. Mama Nature always has a surprise up her sleeve, even if it involves a lone crocodile defying all odds and explanations. Number 5. Panda stem cells. When it comes to saving pandas, science is pulling out all the stops. Researchers have taken skin cells from giant pandas and transformed them into stem cells, a versatile, self-renewing type of cell that can become virtually any kind of tissue. Why is this huge? Because while pandas are no longer endangered, they're still vulnerable, and breeding them isn't exactly easy. These stem cells could help create panda embryos in the lab or treat diseases specific to the species. But here's the catch. Making stem cells for pandas isn't as simple as copying human or mouse research. Scientists had to start from scratch. What works for one species doesn't always work for another, and pandas, it seems, are especially picky. While we're still years away from lab-grown panda babies, this research offers a powerful tool in the fight against extinction. For pandas, the future might just be looking a little brighter. All right, guys, now let's move to number 4. RNA-based pesticides. Farmers have spent decades battling pests with chemical weapons that hit everything in their path, friend or foe. This year, a better option finally arrived. The EPA approved RNA-based pesticides, which are more like precision tools than blunt instruments. Instead of nuking the entire ecosystem, these sprays target specific pests at the genetic level. The first product, Calantha, goes after the Colorado potato beetle, a pest that's cost billions in crop damage and has built up immunity to pretty much everything else. When the beetle larvae munch on treated plants, the RNA in the spray disrupts their ability to make a vital protein, and they die within days. Scientists hope this approach can be adapted for other stubborn pests like moths. But there's a catch. Some insects, like lepidopterans, have defenses that make RNA break down before it can work. Researchers are experimenting with protective coatings for the RNA, but the race against nature's constant drive for resistance is already on. Number 3. Phosphorus on Saturn's moon, Enceladus. Saturn's icy moon, Enceladus, once just a cold blip in the cosmos, is now a prime suspect for hosting life. Scientists found phosphorus in its subsurface ocean, and that's a big deal. Phosphorus is a cornerstone of life. It's in DNA, RNA, and cell membranes, and without it, the chemistry of life as we know it falls apart. This isn't just a lucky guess. The evidence came from Cassini spacecraft data, which analyzed icy grains ejected from the moon's surface. Enceladus was already known to harbor carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, and sulfur, so this discovery completes the life-essential lineup. What makes Enceladus fascinating is that its ocean exists under a thick layer of ice, kept liquid by heat from tidal forces. The discovery suggests that microbial life could be thriving in this hidden ocean, turning Enceladus into a key target for future space exploration. If there's anywhere life might be hiding beyond Earth, this is it. Number 2. Reconstructing climate in deep time. Earth's climate history reads like a wild novel with a lot of plot twists. Scientists pieced together 485 million years of climate data and found a planet that swung between extremes so severe they make today's issues seem tame, almost. During hothouse periods, temperatures soared 30 degrees higher than now, and lush ecosystems spread across the poles. In contrast, icehouse periods brought freezing ice ages and massive die-offs. Life adapted when changes were gradual, with species migrating and evolving, but when the shifts were abrupt, extinctions swept through with a vengeance, wiping out 80–90% of life forms more than once. This timeline also validates today's climate models, confirming that abrupt changes, like the ones we're currently creating, don't end well. The good news is, life always found a way to survive. The bad news is that survival comes with a lot of collateral damage. Earth will recover no matter what, but humanity might not get a free pass this time. Number 1. A big step toward quantum computing. Quantum computing has always been a technological carrot on a stick, forever just out of reach. This year, though, the gap finally started to close. The Achilles heel of quantum computers has always been their error rate. Qubits, the quantum version of bits, are delicate things that tend to mess up when you try to use them together. Google, Microsoft, and other teams made major strides in error correction, pushing the tech closer to practical use. Google's new chip, Willow, linked 105 qubits and managed to solve a test problem so complex that even the best supercomputers would take 10 septillion years to crack it. Sure, the problem itself wasn't useful, but the proof of concept is undeniable. If these systems can start handling real-world problems, like simulating drug interactions or designing stronger materials, they'll make traditional computers look like relics. Quantum computing might still be years away from everyday use, but for the first time, it feels like we're on the home stretch. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.